It's now or never here with NBA superstar Udonis Haslem for Power Forward Through Hunger. Udonis, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Got to talk the current state of the NBA. How close are we to actually getting back, man?
Just being in the gym is exciting enough for us. Being in the gym is like taking a 1,000 steps, towards the goal instead of one step, So just being in the gym, smelling the atmosphere, getting a couple shots up, it's encouraging. And I think we're headed in the right direction.
Nice. Now, they're saying the front runner is Orlando Disney World to sort of host the whole thing. How does that affect you? What are your thoughts on it? What are the thoughts of your fellow players when you guys talk about this?
The way, as young as the league is now, I'm sure they'll love to go to Disney World. So, it all worked out. But so it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We'll play anywhere. Wherever we got to go play to get it done, I think guys want to go out there and play.
What do you think that the biggest questions or concerns are amongst the players?
I'm sure health-wise is a huge concern. Everybody wants to make sure they remain healthy. Family is a huge concern. Being away from your family for an extended period of time, and also the mental health aspect of it. When you talk about being in the playoffs and, just having an outlet, going through a 7-game series, needing an outlet. You don't want to just lock yourself in a hotel room. You got to have outlets and different things to feel yourself. So those are questions.
Is that causing a bit of a conflict amongst maybe even the players? Because some people do have families and concerns and other people don't.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, everybody has different, expectations. Everybody has different situations. You have some guys, right now at the beginning of their career who the pandemic affects a little more than the guys in the middle. And then you have the guys at the end of their career who are affected a little more by the pandemic than the guys in the middle. So the guys at the beginning, the guys at the end are usually the guys right now that are a little more affected by this situation. So everybody has different things going on.
Yeah, talk about that for a second. What is the difference and how does this affect a veteran versus a young rook in the league?
If you're a young rookie guy right now, obviously you're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're excited about it. Some guys on a 1-year deal. This was their opportunity to make an impact on the team, and you're looking at it as like this was your shot. Hopefully you got enough done within the period of time that you had in the season to make an impact on that organization. When you take a situation like an older guy or a guy like myself who was thinking, this could be my last year in retirement, and you planted the seed and you've done all these different things in order to put yourself in a position that I was in to kind of write my own ticket, and then all that's been kind of taken away. So, guys like myself, Vince Carter, we have a different situation than we expected the way this year ended.
Is there a part of you that's thinking, I'm not going out like this? Come on.
Oh, man. I've never been a quitter, I tell you that. I've never been a quitter, I tell you that. I ain't finna start now, not at 39. No way.
Getting back on the floor, you're a 3-time champion. You've been there, done that. You've done it all. Is your body conditioned to what it takes to play an NBA game? Is that different than a rookie who, to be in NBA shape after being off for a few months has got to be different.
I think definitely for younger guys, they can adjust a lot faster than a guy at my age. But, for me, that's why I just never stopped working. At this stage of my career and at this stage of my life, it's a choice to make it a lifestyle. It can't just be a decision that I make. It's a lifestyle. So I tell all my young guys that I'll never ask you to do anything that I won't do myself. So being a leader, I have to be the first one in the gym. I have to be the last one to leave. I have to be the most in shape and work the hardest just to show these guys.
Well, let's talk about the season. Is it reasonable to think that we could pick up right where we left off, or are you a fan of some sort of tournament?
Probably I'm looking for most likely it's going to have to be a tournament situation. It's not. I don't think it's realistic to really see if we can pick up where we left off. But we're going to have to take some kind of situation of how the teams were matched up in the playoffs and move forward from that point on. We can't finish out everything, but I definitely think there needs to be a pre-period before we jump right into the playoffs to get guys acclimated and back into the season, helping to prevent injuries moving forward.
Get that rust out.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. When you're my age, the rust always there.
Yeah, you carry some WD-40, right, for your joints.
I keep it in my pocket.
Now, when you look ahead at the season coming back and hopefully everything goes forward, is there going to be an asterisk next to the team that wins this? Is it going to be, oh yeah, that was the Corona year, or is a championship a championship? You've won 3 of them.
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so, and I'll say because one year that we won the championship was one of the seasons that was a lockout season, and we came in and won that year. And you can use, oh, it was a shorter season, such and such and such, but a championship is a championship, and anybody knows that how hard it is. That's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do as a professional athlete. So if you win it, kudos to you. You deserved it.
Now, being a veteran, have you had a conversation with some of your guys like, hey, listen, if we start up again, this is a whole new beginning. We got a shot. We were in a great position beforehand, but hey, listen, this might be a golden opportunity because any momentum some of the teams out west may have had, maybe some of the teams in the east, like this is a fresh start. You guys could go on a run and win yourself a championship.
Oh, for sure. I've been keeping all our guys encouraged through the pandemic, staying in everybody's ear, making sure guys stay focused, making sure guys, stay optimistic as far as the season coming back. And I definitely tell guys that we have this little period where we can go in and do these voluntary workouts. Take advantage, hit the ground running. If the season comes back, we want to hit the ground running.
You know what else got people fired up during this pandemic, during the quarantine? The Last Dance. Just being able to watch that and going back in time a little bit, seeing how it all played out, kept us excited. So I want to know, what were some of your takeaways watching that?
Oh, man. MJ is the greatest. You think about, everything that, he's done. And I thought I saw it firsthand. I thought I remember every moment. And I thought I remember being in that situation. And then when you see it again, it just lets you know, like,
yeah,
he's the greatest. He's the greatest. Like, you thought you remembered every moment until you see it again. And you it's like you just seen it again for the first time.
I'm glad you said that because we're the same age and we remember watching. But I was the whole Jerry Krause, the whole ownership, all the whole that stuff when we were kids, man. We didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff that I saw now, and I try to just put myself in a situation of those guys and what they were going through. And I can imagine playing an 82-game season trying to win a championship, knowing that the team was going to be dismantled. Just going into the season with that, hanging over your head. That's just a difficult circumstance to be under. And you got to give credit to those guys because you got to be hell of mentally tough guys to be able to get that done.
Absolutely. And you talked about your leadership abilities and your time in the NBA before. How do you think Michael Jordan's leadership abilities would translate today? Are you a fan of that or not a fan of that?
I think me and Mike would have been best friends just because I would have earned his respect. I think that's how me and Mike's situation would have been. I think, it's a different NBA. So I don't know if that type of leadership would have translated, but I think Mike would have respected a guy that stood up for himself because he knows if you stand up for yourself in practice, you're going to stand up for yourself out there on the court. And that's what I think me and Mike's situation would have been with the way he led. He led with the expectations of being great. He led with the expectations of winning. He led with the expectations of bringing guys to his level to get the most out of those guys.
Tough love, not received the same way in the NBA is?
I mean, different guys are motivated differently, and that's what I've learned as a captain, as a leader. I really take time to get to know my guys, spend time with them, even if I got to play Fortnite. I call it Fortnite. My young guys get mad at me. Even if I got to play Fortnite, guys, just to get in these guys' world, to understand these guys and learn these guys a little bit, then I take that time to know these guys. Some guys are motivated differently. You talk to some guys, a certain way, and you can lose them, and that's the last thing you want to do as a captain or a leader.
Let me ask your younger players and things like that. Do you think that watching this documentary motivated a lot of these young guys like LeBron and Zion to want to get out there and prove that they could be that great and that they're the best?
I think these guys have been motivated before that documentary came out. I think these guys have probably watched Jordan's clips, so many times, from front to back, in and out. So many times that I watch in practice and I see things that LeBron would do, and I'll be like, can't nobody do that but Mike. Him, Mike, and Kobe. That's all. It's times where you find yourself in the NBA practice and you're a fan now, and you on the practice court playing against them, and you stop, and the whole practice just stops, and you're like, okay, here we go again with this. Like, nobody can do this but you and MJ and Kobe.
No, it's crazy you would say that because I'm thinking, you played with LeBron. And you watch the pressure that Michael Jordan was under. Just being Michael Jordan seemed like just a pain in the ass to be him, constantly surrounded. Did you see LeBron having some of those same pressures when he was in Miami?
Yeah, it's definitely tough being those guys. And I think that's why when he came down to Miami, we made a point to extend, and open our arms to LeBron and let him know that in the midst of all the craziness going on with the decision that he made the right decision, and that you're a part of our family now, that we're going to protect you on the basketball court and off.
Everyone's going to compare LeBron and Jordan always. Rich and I said LeBron has a clear edge in the fact that he could have been a better two-sport athlete than Michael Jordan. What do you think about that? If LeBron played football, he could have been dominant.
Yeah, he could have, but let's not forget that MJ played baseball and he played pretty well, you know, and if he would have kept going, who knows how baseball could have went. I will say this, I have a son that plays baseball and it's probably one of the toughest sports to play. So for Mike to be able to go play baseball at that level and to be somewhat successful, and it's only in that short period of time and hadn't played since high school, he possibly could have had a chance to be a two-sport athlete as well if he'd have really given it the time and the effort.
For sure. Now, watching The Last Dance, we grew up, you know, rooting and watching the same guys. Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller. You saw them highlight Steve Kerr. Karl Malone and what him and John Stockton did, but never got to the finish line. Charles Barkley. A lot of young kids don't realize how much game Sir Charles had.
Right.
Who impressed you the most looking back? Like when you're like, oh man, you know, I would have loved to play with that guy.
Oh man, some great basketball players. Steve Kerr was huge. Every moment Steve Kerr had, I loved, because I've been a guy that's only going to get 4 or 5 shots in a game, and you got to get, and one of those 5 is probably one of the most important shots of that particular game, or it could be the most important shot of the series. You've literally taken 5 shots, and now you have to make the most important shot of the series. I understand that feeling. I understand the pressure that comes with that, and that's why I always preach to my guys: stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Steve Kerr was definitely, you know, a huge part of that documentary for me personally. You know, I could relate to a lot of those situations.
Now let's talk about you, Udonis Haslem. You know, with the quarantine and everything, how long do you see yourself playing, and what's in store for you life after basketball?
I mean, right now, you know, we're focused on, you know, Power Forward Through Hunger. Udonis Haslem Children's Foundation has, you know, partnered with the city of Miami. We created Power Forward Through Hunger. Giving back to the city, you know, through the, you know, COVID-19 pandemic is my main focus. You know, sitting at home and, you know, watching everything that's going on and, you know, understanding how I live, but still having family members and friends and people living in the inner city, understanding what they're going through. I just wanted to be a part of something, you know, bigger, because at this stage of the game, my impact on this organization and on this city is not going to be on the basketball court like it used to be.
Man, is that the rewarding part of being an athlete and being a guy that's a champion, that's, you know, that's made a nice amount of money in his career? Is it nice to sit back and say, I can make a true impact on all these people in my city?
I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, for me, being born and raised in Miami and having to go all the way to France and spend 9 months there and reinvent myself and end up back in Miami, you know, it was just something bigger to that. You know, it took me a while to understand that and figure it out. And I was still bitter and pissed off about not being drafted. But, you know, once I realized that I wasn't drafted and there was something bigger and there was a bigger picture, you know, I started really focus on that. And we started the Udonis Haslem Children's Foundation just from a family friend who had passed away, you know, unexpectedly. And we started providing for their kids, and it just grew from there.
And I know you're going to be signing a lot of memorabilia, giving a lot of stuff away, and you're picking winners about June 20th. So how do people sign up and how do people participate in this?
Okay, so you can go to my IG page at UD40 and then click the link in the bio. And from there, we got all kinds of sweepstakes, man. Like, I cook pizza. I'm just learning how to play golf, but I'll take you out there and try to play with you. I know how to play chess, so I'm considering myself really the most interesting man in the world. A lot of people say that's self-proclaimed, but I really think it's the truth. So, I mean, like, all these different prizes, but regardless of what we do, it's going to be fun, man. I'm real personable. I'm a man of the people, and, you know, I never really separate myself from people. That's why I've been in Miami this whole time. I just want to make sure I stay close to my people.
Udonis, you said Instagram. Are you on TikTok doing dances like you're
Nah, my kids do though. I love it though. I like to watch. I love to watch, but I'm not ready for that. Nah.
Same.
Nah.
Same here. Ready. Well, continued success, man. We hope to see you in the studio, and thanks for being on Now or Never.
Thank you guys for having me. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.